Go ahead. Sorry. I forgot to record for Amy.
Oh. You cut yourself off now. Now you're not in there.
Well, Amy, recap, or for those that are watching on recording, we're talking about one thing that was a struggle last week, one thing that was a success, and one thing we want to focus on this week. Boom. I did fabulous. Tyra's turn. Go.
Okay, let me just think about that. I was TMI, but I was on my period, so I was just going through it. Like, it was just more so towards the end of the week where like I had a hard time waking up and doing the things, but that's okay. It happens. I feel like last week I did really a much better job of engaging with people and adding new followers and engaging with them. And this week, I really want to focus on inviting people because, I've been engaging with all these people and they deserve to have a chance to be here. So, yeah, I think I need to really try to focus on, because the one thing I've struggled with since we started 9-week Control Freak, I have not been going to bed. I've been going to bed like 2 hours later than I normally go to bed. And we're supposed to be like dealing with sleep, right? Like this is supposed to be part of it. Well, for some reason, I'm just not doing the sleep thing. So I'm also going to focus on that.
I like that. Sleep is so important. We all need more of it for sure. And probably everybody on this call. We can all put that as a priority this week. Sleeping. Okay, who wants to go next? You can just unmute yourself and chat it up.
I can go.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Okay. So I will say what was a struggle for me is lack of sleep also with my baby. Waking up at 3 a.m. most days this past week and deciding that was go time. So
go time.
But he actually started walking this week and yeah, but that has helped the last 2 nights where he has just like crashed, and we've been able to sleep to like 7 or 8, and I'm like, what is happening? So that leads to my second struggle, which was getting up and getting a workout in hasn't happened, but having to do it later in the day, which is a struggle. So what I hope goes better this week is taking care of myself by being able to get up. Starting tomorrow, I've laid everything out. Starting tomorrow, I'm gonna get up. And as far as the business goes, what went really well for me was like I consistently check things off my tracker, even though I was getting up at 3 a.m., which normally that would be a no-go for me. I would have given up the business before everything. And so this week I engaged, I followed, I invited. I had messaged Brenna and was like 5 invites every single day, no matter what. And I didn't hit that every day, but I hit at least 2 every single day. And that's huge for me because inviting is the hardest part of this business, I think. It's just like putting yourself out there. So hopefully that will continue this week. That is the plan. I'm doing that as soon as we get off the call. So
way to go, Boo. So
I'll go next.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna be 100% real. I didn't do shit last week. I could barely function, like literally could not. My work is kicking my ass for real. And so this weekend I was off, and in 2 days I slept a whole day because my brain still, I don't think it's 100%. So I was like, team up, and then all of a sudden the bottom dropped out. So my goal is just to check things off the tracker. I don't want to be perfect. I just want to check things off as much as I can every day, and just, hustle a little bit more and pray that I get another weekend off where I can sleep some more.
Yes.
That's it. That's my life.
Sleep is everything. But I feel you, Lindsay. We've kind of talked about that. And so I think, that for you, and you're somebody who, when you start like having little bits of action, it really fuels your fire. And then that quickly turns into, kind of bigger. So you got this, boo. I'm glad you got to sleep. So necessary for life. Who's next? Just feel free to unmute yourself. Or I'll start calling on people, which I totally can do.
I'll go.
Okay.
So I feel you with all of the lack of sleep because I never get enough sleep and I know that. But I've been really bad with my diet. Like, I don't know if it's the snow or my period or what, but I have literally just wanted junk and it's been bad. So I haven't been very good at that and I don't really feel great, but I've been taking care of myself and I have been putting myself out there. So I got some new followers this week. So this coming week, I want to record a workout because I'm not very good. I use my phone to work out. Like, so I can't record I have to figure out how to record myself. And I want to invite more people. I put it out there on my stories, but I didn't actually invite people.
Like in the DMs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Hot tip, when I travel, I didn't used to always bring my laptop, and I used to do it on my phone too. And so what I would do is I'd pick like my 2 favorite moves from the workout. And then after I was done, I would do just like a 2 15-second clip recording of just doing that specific move and then save it to my phone, even though it wasn't technically during the workout. Most of the moves are pretty consistent. So you can kind of pick which ones or the hardest or your favorite or least favorite or whatever you want to call it. And usually I could get 2 or 3 clips that way. And it doesn't take a ton of time.
I'll try that. I need to get up a little earlier though.
Yeah. Don't we all?
I have been like running out the door, like running to the shower and running out the door. So that's another thing I have to work on.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's the snow.
For sure. I don't know how. I don't miss snow at all. I'm not gonna lie.
I
did
like
long enough.
I like it, but it's like a lot for this area. I'm not used. We didn't get any snow last year, and we've had a ton this year. So.
Wow.
And this week we're supposed to have tomorrow's the only day without snow in the forecast. So it's very strange.
That is. If we get more than an inch, I'm like, what's happening, people? Shit's getting crazy in Arizona. So yeah, I feel you. Great goals, Allison. I love that. Chris, do you want to go next?
So I have 5 computers on my desk, literally, and I'm on my laptop, and I keep moving my mouse to my laptop. So every time I go to do something, it doesn't work.
Been there, done that.
Struggles, but I did it were my audio posts because I hate those with every ounce of my being.
No. You can't do the thing that you got out of your comfort zone as your struggle. No, I'm not allowing that. That was your success. What are you talking about?
Fine. That was my success.
Yeah.
Struggle though, I did get followers, but I'm not engaging because just with the new people. But I have been posting more to my story, and I feel like I always post to my story. So, but I'm getting more life posted, I guess.
Yeah.
Personal development has been slacking. I'm just not in the mood to read. I want to just go to bed, and in the morning I work out and then shower and then start working my 2 jobs. So I'm going to start doing that. And yeah, I think that's it.
That's great.
I've been working out every day. Like, no matter how tired I am or what I did or how not much sleep I've gotten, I still have been doing my workouts. So
way to go.
So proud of you. So freaking proud of you because I know that's huge. That's just amazing. I just want you to know.
Yeah, so proud. And I saw a lot of you ladies get out of your comfort zone this week. And as your coaches, we're very proud of you, just so you know, on core levels. We talk about you guys in the most positive, exciting way on the side because we're so excited for you guys because it's not easy. And we were all there, not that long ago. So we remember the day. Lindsay remembers it it's yesterday, getting her to talk.
I think that when people hear me, when I hear myself recorded, I feel like I sound like I'm 12. which is like kind of weird. And I'm like, oh God, I got to do this. And then now it's like nothing. Now I can listen
Every
to
day.
myself all day long. I don't know if
Talks on
that's a
our
good
stories.
thing or a bad thing.
Yeah. No, it's a great thing. I think it's just we get more confident in ourselves and doing the action, and kind of like the less it feels like we're just being ourselves, you know, and that's the goal. So you guys did a lot of really uncomfortable things this week, and it was amazing to watch, just so you guys know. We were going to say it at the end, but because you were trying to make it your negative, I have to acknowledge that it is positive all the way around. I don't care if you dropped the phone in the toilet while you were doing it, like what any of that action is a win. So Denise, do you want to go?
Sure.
Okay. Get a girl.
Last week was Hell Week. You know, I work in healthcare. Lost some people to COVID. Just having it rough. Had a couple of breakdowns of crying and getting ready to cry now. But I showed up for my workouts. And just it sucks. It's sucking right now. Just
I'm so sorry, boo. It does.
yeah, it's sucking.
It's a good word to describe it.
Yeah,
It's a good
and
word, too, if you want to throw that out there, you know.
yeah, it's business wise, still struggling with the invites because you know I invited a lot of people and got turned down. They're thinking about it or whatever they're doing. Lost a lot of followers, but they were mostly men. And so it's kind of weeding its way out because I'm not following them back. So they're kind of figuring it out. So this week, trying to get back on track, trying to get it up. I did my success tracker. I did that every day. Getting back into the personal development. Just trying to get back on track. It's really trying to get back on track. The inviting, I'm just trying to figure out where y'all find these people because I look at people and I don't know. I mean, I have friends and stuff. Trying to find those people is the hardest for me.
Well,
So
first of all, way to do your tracker even when shit's going down.
Yeah.
Healthcare system is horrific right now. It is so bad.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst weeks I've ever had personally last week as well. So I'm sending you lots of love. It is not easy.
Yeah.
And not that necessarily I want you to share all the details, but as somebody who's in healthcare, if I heard you saying that it's really tough right now in your stories and how you've been struggling, that would hit home for me. It would hit home for Lindsay. There's a lot of people who are dealing with the repercussions of the healthcare system right now. And I know it's not easy to share, but it would also bring something for people in your life who are a part of that to understand that you're really struggling with what's going on and you're still showing up.
Yeah.
So you should be really proud of yourself because it would be a really great excuse to not.
Yeah.
Just on a basic level, regardless of the business, you know, for yourself alone. So, and I'm really proud of you. So just know that. Julie, I know you kind of missed the intro real quick, but we're just doing something we struggled with last week, something we did well, and then something we want to show up for, or we want to focus on for next week.
So stuck to my workouts. But it was also my kids' first week of going back to school full time, and we live an hour away. So that was like the first hurdle. And then my phone, I can't stand it. So I try to do my stories, haven't uploaded it. It's like glitchy. So my goal is this week to go. I just haven't had tomorrow. I have a lot. My son has tutoring baseball. So I am going to play around on IG during baseball because it's 2 hours apparently. So I'll be there with the kids and I'll just play in the car with it. But next week I want to do that. It's focus on my water and it's been a while since I like leave the house as much as I've been doing. So I need to get better at when I leave here. If I get hungry, like what needs to be in my car, I've got to like refigure out what to eat because I used to do or try to do the Time Nutrition, and I don't know how feasible it is with me going back and forth and doing all these things. So that's something I'm definitely working on. But I do want to make it a point to get back to doing my stories because it does make me feel good in a weird way, like just being able to talk to people and feel connected. And then I'm able to like, start those relationships a little bit easier than if I weren't doing the stories. I don't know. So, but yeah, doing the workouts, that was like the biggest challenge, but I'm getting up. I got up at 4:30 this morning, took 2 shots of mom crack. And I was like, getting it.
Oh,
Yeah.
here's the day. Yeah, mom cracks. Good job. Proud of you. I know you got a lot of stuff. Definitely, our number one job is showing up for ourselves. So, like feeling really good and figuring out how to make that work for your crazy schedule is going to take some preparation, but anybody can do it. You definitely can do it for sure. I don't doubt it for a second. Okay, so great job, ladies. Thank you everybody for sharing. I really want to kind of make this group a little bit open, and I know I'm asking you guys maybe to get out of your comfort zone to share some struggles or things like that. But the reason is I want everybody to hear where everybody else is at. Because I think a lot of times we're in this comparison game, right? And we hear or we assume or we think that we're the only ones struggling with that, or that we're the only ones who are maybe having a bad week on our nutrition, or who didn't send invites, or who overslept, or who whatever, right? And that's not the case. And I also want us to hear our victories and say them out loud to the universe, like we are proud of ourselves and what we did well and what we had success with, and be okay with saying today was a great week, or this week was a great week, or this week wasn't that great a week, but what I did yesterday and what I did last week does not define this week, right? Every day is a new day and a fresh start. So to kind of take advantage of that time frame. So now what I want to do for this call really quick, and because that took like 30 minutes, I don't want it to be a super long call. But I did want to offer you guys some kind of specialized training / assistance. So we have 2 options for tonight's call because everybody's kind of at different places. So I want to offer it where it seems the most useful. One, we can go through a hypothetical invite process. Like what I do, what Tyra does, what I've taught my entire team to do, from how do I add a follower, how do I invite, how do I follow up, what does that process look like, and what's the time frames, and what does that sound like from point A to point E? And we can kind of go through that. 1. 2, we can talk about if people have specific invites that they've sent or conversations that they're having that they have not seen success with. If people want to bring those, and we can share them as a group and kind of maybe talk about different ways to change. Because a lot of times some of the leaders, I think Megan, Tyra, I think I've done this with before. If you bring me an invite and you send it to me, a screenshot, and you're like, hey, why did this die out, right? There's usually like one tweak. It's not that the conversation wasn't great or that the explanation of the program wasn't great. It's just the difference between somebody signing up and not signing up sometimes can be one sentence or one phrase. Okay. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but we are in a business of offering a program, right? Like a product, it's a sale. Just like Target is selling you a shirt, right? Like part of what they do is branding, how they say it, how they propose it, a commercial, like all those things, right, are done a certain way because that's the way our brains work. Same with what we do. Ours is based more on relationships, but when you're still having a conversation with somebody, there's still verbiage that can help really better explain or help somebody better understand or feel compelled to take action, which is really the goal that we want at the end. So I don't know, because this week sounds like it was kind of a shitty week for life. So I don't know if people have tons of conversations that they want to bring to the table, or if there's like option C, like there's something that people really want assistance on that they're just like struggling with, like how to, what to do. They have questions that they just want to ask. And Tyra and I and other coaches, we can just kind of answer them. I'm open to that too. I want to make sure that this is using your guys' time as effective as possible. So what would you prefer? A, B, or C? A, B, or C?
I just have something.
Yes,
Me.
Tyra. Yes, Tyra. What would you like to say? Fabulous.
A couple of people have like about how to like find people. Maybe that's something we can touch on.
Okay.
Because I know Christy had agreed with Denise about it.
Okay,
not knowing where to find people to follow.
absolutely. I can definitely do
Just
that.
throwing that out
I like it. We'll definitely cover that. Do we want to take that into when someone is following? Because, okay, so I'm going to ask a question because I do think there's a lot of emphasis on followers, right? And I had 200 friends on Facebook and was hitting Success Club consistently. So I don't think followers necessarily equal success. So I don't want the major, I want to talk about it, but I don't want there to be a super big focus on having a ton of followers because, you know, to go emerald, you need 2 people, right? You don't need, you know, that's it. To go diamond, you need 8 people. That's not right. So, but when you do have followers, have you engaged with all of the followers that you currently have as well? Is my follow-up question. Have you invited every follower that you have on your follow list? If you have, raise your hand. Okay, cool. Cool. I resist it. I can't, right? So let's do this. Let's talk about how to find new followers. 1, how much time and energy we should spend on that. And then 2, when they follow you, what's the next step? Does that sound good? Yeah? Okay. So first things first, let's talk about followers and finding followers. Now, this is the biggest thing with finding followers. Followers will come and go. Hear me when I say followers will come and go, right? More followers does not equal more success, as well as it's not about having the most followers, it's about having the right followers, okay? So our goal with following people or finding people is just to give people the opportunity to follow us back. So this is not something I typically spend a lot of time and effort on strategizing on or getting really intense on, because like I said, followers come and go, right? And maybe I think somebody's my type, but maybe I'm not their type. So the more authentically you can be yourself on your page, the more you're going to attract people who genuinely like you and you're genuinely going to have an easy connection with. But 1 in 10 people follow you back. Okay, so 1 in 10. Same with invites. 1 in 10 people will hear your invite information. And then I think it's like 1 out of every of those 10 will actually decide to say yes. Okay, so the numbers are, that's why we say that this isn't necessarily truly a numbers game, but in a lot of ways it is, right? Like we do like to also kind of know our ratios and things like that. Because I think sometimes people get frustrated when they're like, I just spent 10 minutes and I followed 10 people and nobody followed me back. And I'm like, sounds about right. You know what I mean? Maybe 1 person follows you back. And in that same day, you probably lost a follower. So your number hasn't changed at all. So I really try not to focus on followers. I just focus on doing the task and checking it off the list, and then not really stressing about the people who are following me. Knowing the fact that when I share something that's authentically me, or invite to a boot camp or invite to coaching, there's probably going to be some people who are like, oh, that doesn't sound interesting to me. I got to go. Or somebody who has some weird comparison with me at their stage in life and they got to go, but they'll come back, right? Like there's always, people are doing it based on what's good for them. So to find people, what I usually recommend is going to social media pages, and this may take you a little bit of time. Like one day I spent 15, 20 minutes looking for bloggers or influencers or social media people who would be my ideal person that are not in health and fitness. Okay? Because if you're finding people who are in health and fitness, they're probably promoting health and fitness, right? And the people who are following them are probably wanting whatever health and fitness they're promoting. So we're not going to be doing that. Same with Beachbody coaches. We're not looking at Beachbody coaches. We're looking for people who fall within our niche category, who are alternative. So I'm going to give you an example. I love, and this, some of the girls have been on my team for a while, they know this reference. I love Kat and Nat. If you don't know who they are, they're in Canada. They're this mom duo, and they have kids of all ages, but they're hilarious, and they drink, and they're comedy, and they just keep it overly real, and they're so funny. And so when I listen to them or watch their skits or whatever, I'm like, if you think they're hilarious, I would probably like you, right? Because their humor is a little bit over the top. And so you have to be a little bit eccentric kind of mom, like a quote unquote bad mom of TikTok. You have to be that person to like them. That's your personality, which I own. That's who I am, right? I like wine. I like to dance. I'm not a DIY person, right? Like a lot of those things that are quote unquote what moms do. So that being said, I'll go to Cat and Nat's Instagram page and I'll go to their most recent posts. And if the post resonates with me, like for example, they're talking about their daughters are 11 and 12, and they're talking about how their daughters are being bullied at school because they're considered overweight and how we are embracing our bodies and how, you know, right, or whatever. I'm going to go to the comments of that post and see who's engaging with that post. Those are probably my kind of people. What it means is, one, they're following them, which means we probably like the same type of things or similar. Two, they're probably a mom, which we can relate on. Three, they're very into women empowerment, right? Or like they do funny dances or whatever. And four, they're not afraid to comment on social media. Okay? Because there's a ton of people who love to watch on social media, but will never respond to you. They will never engage on your page. They will never do anything ever. They're so intimidated by social media. They're the ultimate lurkers. Okay? So just know that those people are there. So I like to go to the people who comment. So that's usually what I do. So I have right now I have like 10 different accounts that I've saved. And I did not get that all at one time. I started with one account, did that one for a little bit while continuing to look on as I'm scrolling through social media, looking at different hashtags. For example, like hashtag like makeup mom, right? Moms who are love makeup. Like probably someone who tags something like that is going to kind of fall within my category. So then I'm going to go to those top social media accounts and say like, who do I resonate with? And then if they look like my kind of people, then I'm going to save that account. I'm going to keep that information. And then I'm going to pull followers from them. Now, when I'm going through the comments, I'm going to see, okay, this person, I'm not going to, you know, you can see like the circle. A lot of people have private accounts, guys. So I really try not to get too crazy invested in who I'm following. I go through and I'm like, okay, this person, what does my person look like? So my boot camper and then my coach person are different people, right? Because my coach person I'm talking to is Brenna now. And my boot camper is I'm talking to Brenna 5 years ago. And they look a little different, right? But either way, they kind of fall in the same age range, the same category, whatever. So I'm looking for pictures with moms with their kids, you know, a lady between the age of, 25 and 40, you know, like that kind of age range, whatever. I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna follow their account. All this does is give them the opportunity to come to my page, either accept my request or not, and look at what I have to offer and decide if they want to be there or not. That's it. Okay. And then what we're doing, the goal is every day, my goal is to do 25 to 100 of those a day. And again, 1 out of 10, right? So if I'm doing 100 follows a day, probably gonna have 10 people follow me back. So my numbers, I mean, I was at 6,500 forever, and I'm barely over 6,600 right now, 100 people. And that's been for like 6 months, guys. Okay. So I don't really try to be super focused on the number. Like I said, try to do the action, check it off the box, and the people who want to be here will be here. And the people who unfollow you, thank them. Thank you for unfollowing me so I don't have to continue to invite you and you don't want this. You don't want to be here, right? You don't want to enjoy the reality TV show that is Brenna Novello. That is okay. Got to go. You know what I mean? I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but if I am your cup of tea, we'll fall in love, we'll be best friends, and it'll be great. And that's how I try to look at it. Okay, so own that about your following. Your following could be 200 people, but if you had 200 people standing in a room with you who were your people, would that be the most epic party ever? Right? That would be amazing. So it's not about having 100,000 followers or 10,000 followers or even 1,000 followers. It's about if you have 200 loyal ass people who would buy dirt from you, that is the best kind of following you can ever have. So that is always my goal, is to have people who love me, who I love them, who they want to be there. Because that's the type of people who will be a part of my community for life. Does that make sense? Yeah, go ahead, Tyra.
Gotta raise my hand. I was just gonna add, like, just to not complicate it, because this is something I have struggled with. Like this is probably like the bane of my existence in terms of my coaching. Like, this is something I have to constantly like push myself to do. And I just try to remind myself, like, I'm looking for people that I want to be friends with. Like, like, it doesn't have to be anything else other than that. Like, does this person look like somebody I want to be friends with? Like, based on whatever the couple words are in her bio, if they have any, you know, and if they don't have any and their picture looks like somebody you'd be friends with, cool. I'm going to just, you know, request to follow you. Like, it, you know, and it doesn't really matter, like, whether they follow you or they don't, you know what I mean? Like, I have put way too much obsessive thought into it. Like, oh my gosh, what are they going to think if they come to my page and they're like, why, who is this bitch? You know, like, trying to follow me, and like, you know, which is retarded. Like, it's just ridiculous, you know, because think about it, like, think about where we're at right now, right? Like, I don't know where the hell I would be if I have you guys right now on a call with me. Like, I would not be living my best life. Like, yeah, okay, we're on a call and we could probably be doing other things, but like, you people, right? Like, I don't know, my journey would not be where it's at. So like, when I think about the people I want to be friends with, I'm like, I need to find those people because they need to have this too. Like, they should have the opportunity to be here with us because it is fucking fun. It's fun. It's not like, this is like not really work. It like could be, but like, it's not really, you know? So like, I don't know. Just look for people that look cool to you. Just saying.
Sarah, that was just, my little coach heart is just so proud. I think it's a big coach heart, but we'll make it sound little because, you know, so proud of you. Just because, again, like, you guys, Tyra's day one, right? To now, Tyra, I don't know, what, are you a year and a half in, 2 years in? Totally different conversation. So you guys should know, everyone starts on their day one. Everyone's uncomfortable following somebody else. You know, we all do it. But again, we just have to keep failing forward. That is like the life goal. Fail forward, have fun with it, be yourself, and you'll attract the right people, right? Okay, so we all feel really good about that. Yes? Thumbs up? Thumbs up? Okay. So let's say that we have our 200 followers, right? All in the room with us. What would you say to them? If your followers were standing in a room with you, what would you talk about? Anyone feel free to unmute. This is a test. Lindsay, if you were standing in my room with me, what would you say to me if we were just—
If you were like, I would pee myself with 200 people in the room, I wouldn't know what to do. I would probably literally put my foot in my mouth.
Which would sound like, if I was meeting Lindsay for the first time, right? You know me, I'd be like,
sober Lindsay and drunk Lindsay are two totally different Lindsays. So
whatever's the best Lindsay.
The drunk Lindsay.
Okay, so I'm like, hey, drunk Lindsay, I love you. Let's be friends, right? No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. If Lindsay was standing right here in front of me and we just met at a party, but I, you know, saw her style and I could see her energy and we just were kind of hitting it off. And I was like, God, you're so cool, right? Like, I would just have a conversation with her. We would talk about her job. We'd talk about her husband. We'd talk about, you know, the fact that her favorite alcohol is, depending on the day, and that she can cook a lot of different, you know, we would just have a conversation, right? And we would just be laughing our asses off. We wouldn't put a ton of thought into like, is she responding? Is she not responding? What am I saying? Does it sound stupid, right? We would just talk. So I know on social media, there becomes this like, oh my God, we're behind a screen. It feels way more intense. But I just want to remind you, everyone's a person on the other side of the screen. A real person, just like you, who has to wake up, they go pee the same way, they go to work and pay their bills the same way, they have the same stressors you do, like they're real humans, right? And every single one of you was behind a computer screen. Like literally, other than Tyra, every single other person on this call I met on social media or Tyra met on social media, right? Like nobody, I feel like I've known Julie and Lindsay forever. We're best, like seriously, talk every day. Never met them in person, okay? So like, I've known them for years, okay? So I just want to remind you that like, these are real people behind the computer screen, and your job is to be a real person. So they follow you back. They did, yes, Lindsay.
I think that was the biggest thing for me, was like, I felt like I had to follow somebody and like I had to turn around and invite them. And I was really making it more like a numbers thing. Like I can go follow 100 people a day, no problem. I will hit follow like bam, 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 but I won't even read your crap. I'm just following you. I'm hoping that you're going to follow me back and you're going to want to buy something from me. Like I didn't have any connection in it. And then I would get like all in my head. So once I started like having conversations with people like about real life stuff, it made it more fun for me. And I still struggle with it. I'm not saying I've mastered it by any means,
Yeah.
but not making it so salesy or businessy, like it's just like they're another number. And then I also got really anxious when I started following a crap ton of people, and like I only have like 5 people follow me, which isn't the real number, but I was like, oh my gosh, like I have all these people and I don't even know. I log on and I don't even know who I'm looking at. Overwhelmed me. So I just kind of had to work. I have to work on myself on that still to this day. It's very hard for me. But like Brenna said, if you can find a couple of pages of things where you're like, oh, I like this chick, and really read her comments, and then the people who are nice are the people I want to go follow. The people that are negative, I don't even touch them.
I feel like that should, maybe I should specify that. If they're assholes, don't follow them. Okay. 'Cause
No.
you don't need anybody like that on the team. It's gonna be a hard pass. And Lindsay is also an Enneagram 2. So ironically, when she tried to make the business about the numbers, was getting no joy out of the business and was really, really struggling with feeling good about what she was doing. And the moment, and Lindsay, you can tell me if I'm wrong, the moment she started taking that as I need to build these connections, find my friends, and invite them to join me, in like 2 months, Lindsay had 4 coaches and like Success Club 8 in like a very short span of time. And it wasn't because she was doing necessarily anything different other than she was filling her cup, because 2s are all about helping people and having connection with others.
It's a blessing and a curse. It's
Me
really a
too.
blessing.
There's so
and a
many
curse.
of you. There's so many of you. So we have to adjust, right? We have to adjust our personalities, how we have success and how we enjoy the business is another key piece there, right? But regardless, the real people, find your friends. Find the people that you want to go to Summit with, right? And that is not going to be everybody. And there's girls I've had join. I mean, I've been doing this for 3.5 years. There's plenty of girls who joined the team who are not my besties, right? Who came in for a month and they left and they never actually gave it a chance. They never enjoyed anything. They never, engaged, right? But then I get on a call like this and half of you guys are brand new, right? You're brand new to this team. You're not the same people who started with this, but who I would consider genuine friends of mine, who I like to hang out with, who when I get on my live workout in the morning, I'm excited to see you. Who I know I could be like, guys, I had a shit show of a day. Let me tell you about it. Okay. And we would laugh our asses off because you're my people. And that's the goal. And not everybody's going to be your person. And not everybody that you sign up is going to end up being your person. But the goal is to just be a real human. So when somebody follows me back and I'm going through my followers list, can the US pick one time zone? Lindsay, that would be like my life goal. Or just come to Arizona time because we always stay the same. Okay?
Well, no, that way we could always do live workouts with like everybody. Cause like I just want to call out from work like I did when I was in middle school to watch Oprah, just to like do the workout with everybody. Seriously, I like loved Oprah. I got in trouble. The truancy officer came, not gonna lie.
I can't handle you. The more things I learn about Lindsay, the more I die. I feel like we need to be in a room together. I just want you to tell me all about your life because I feel like it'd be so much entertainment. In middle school, Oprah was not my jam in middle school, but she is awesome. So I respect it. Ricki Lake. Okay. You guys in your talk shows, I can't.
Oh yes, Ricki Lake. That's some old school shit, girl. That is so good.
Just age all of us and everybody who laughed. Just everyone. Okay, well, good to know we're all in the same age group to even know what Ricki Lake is. Okay, so you could totally vibe with somebody over Ricki Lake, Julie, for sure. I guarantee you could have a moment. But for me, I try to keep it really basic and really simple. Most of my connections are made over our kids around the same age. I'm asking them a question about that. They have a cute outfit I like on their page, where they get their eyelashes from. That's a common thing I talk about. Whatever, right? Or if I go through their stories and I just think they're really freaking awesome, I'm going to message them and say, boo, you're really awesome. I just love your energy and I just feel like we're meant to be friends. And I can't even tell you guys how many times those people are my older, that's how one of my IG friends was like, she just sent this to me just cause with some jewelry and was like, I just knew you wanted one. Thank you, Amanda. I love you. Like, she's so cool, right? Like, I just think she's awesome. That is the goal, is to make a lot of friends, have a lot of connections. And I guarantee you, some of those people will dig your energy and want to be a part of what you do. Now, that might not be your first month or your second month or your third month. I had a girl sign up 2 months ago from 5 years. 5 years. She was one of my first people I talked to when I just started doing workouts, and she asked me about what workouts I was doing. And I was like, I think you can do them too if you want. We could do them together, you know, it'd be fun. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't a coach. And it was before I was even pregnant with my daughter, and she signed up with me 2 months ago. Okay. So just remember, this isn't like a quick thing. Okay. This is a 3-month out business, and it takes people 6 to 8 interactions, invites, follow-ups from you for them to consider what you're talking about to be serious. And the more consistent you are in your social media, the more consistent you're building that relationship, and the more consistently you're inviting them, the better. So I have ladies all the time who I've invited them 10 times, and they're like, I appreciate you so much for following up with me. April's when I'm going to do it. You know, and then they're like, June is when I'm going to do it. Right. And that's not about me. Cause I'm checking in with them. Like I ask them, do you want me to check back with you? And they say, yes. And I do, I show up and I'm consistent for them. And when they're ready, I'll be waiting. Right. Because I'll still be here. So anyways, back to what we do. So send them a real message. Hey, Rachel, I really love your sweater from New Year's. Where did you get it? Hey, Rachel, your dog is so freaking cute. Does he like those treats from blah, 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 blah. What's the boxes that come to your house? BarkBox, Tyra, right? BarkBox? Yeah, okay. You and Allison would totally vibe on the dog mom vibes, hardcore. Anyways, does your dog love the chewy treats from blah, 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 too? Right? Like if you see that they're obsessed with their dog, people love to talk about their dogs, their kids, and their Amazon purchases. All the way around. That's at least what I found. Starbucks tumblers as well, if you found someone who's Starbucks obsessed. So all great things to talk about. So just sending them message, building a relationship. After we've built a connection and somebody's responded to me and that's when I'm going to decide to invite them. Because now, whether they want to be or not, you're officially my Instagram friend. We've built a connection. You're welcome. We're officially talking. Now I'm going to send you an invite. And again, real people. They're a real person, right? So I'm going to say, hey, Lindsay, I think you're phenomenal and so fun. I don't know if you've seen my stories, but I do these online boot camps and I think you really love them. Would you like to join us this month? Can I send you some more information? Can we chat about it today? That's it. That's all we do. We give them the opportunity. Like Tyra said at the beginning of this call, she would not know where she was if she was not here. Right? I would be 65 pounds overweight, isolated, alone, hating my job, hating my life with no way out. I know what this business gave to me, right? And some of you are new to this life. So it's hard to say like, what has this business given to me? But has it given you any accountability this month to maybe your journey? Has it gotten you to the point where you feel a little more confident in who you are because you totally did something really, really scary and you didn't die? That's what I always ask. Am I gonna die? No? Then I have to do it, right? Like that's the rule. You didn't die, you have to do it. Did you meet some cool people this month? Yes. Did you get outside of your own 4 walls and your belly button of life stress long enough to have a conversation with another human? Yes. If those things are happening, then this business is impacting your life in a positive way, right? And maybe right now it's a little bit of a smaller view, but I guarantee you the more you do that, the more it becomes a bigger view. I talk to coaches 3 months in, 6 months in, a year in, 2 years in. And the list of reasons why this coaching business is important to them and why it's given them success is not based on finances or the number of people who have signed up with them. Those are all great. But those things happen when you become the person who can handle that. When you become the person who shows up and truly impacts others, right? And like that message, the first time you get a message saying you changed my life, gives me chills every time. It never gets old. It is the best feeling in the whole world. So I want to remind you, yes, this is a business. Yes, there are people, but also remember that these are people who you want in your community. And if it takes them a little longer to get started with you, but they actually show up when they do it and they actually give it all they got and they actually see results and they actually become a part of the community, did that take away anything that was worth it? No. Took me 6 months to say yes to my coach. And she was my best friend. 6 months. She said she was inviting me the whole time. I had no idea. She kept being like, you could just do this boot camp. I'm like, nah, you could just come do it. I like wine too much. Like, I mean, I'm telling you all the excuses. Can't afford it. I don't have time. I like chocolate. Like all the reasons why I couldn't join her boot camp. Sam, one of my best friends in the whole world, and now we've been building this business together. I've lost 65 pounds after 3.5 years and will be my full-time job in the very near future. Okay. So whatever you think the reason is that you can or can't, or whatever other people are doing, I just want to remind you, you show up authentically as you share, you take action, and then you let that be. Because when they are ready, they will know that you said they could come join your party because you invited them. When they are ready, they will message you back. Girls randomly message me now and be like, you do that Beachbody thing, right? Can I sign up with you? But that didn't happen for, that took years of consistency for people to think of me when they think of, I want to lose weight, I want to be healthier, I want to feel good. That didn't happen overnight. Okay. So a lot of the action that you're taking now is to get yourself ready and get your team ready and get your skills and your energy and all the things ready for 3, 6, 9 months down the road. Okay. So that's why your goal this month is to do more, just a little bit more, to get outside your comfort zone, just a little bit more, to do all the things that really make you uncomfortable. And like Lindsay said, day one, you guys can ask Lindsay how annoying I am. I'm like, Lindsay, just do it. Just share the video. Don't even acknowledge it. Hang up your phone. Lindsay, have you done a video today? Like, right. And now every morning she's on her story sharing a video, but it takes time, and it takes consistency and being willing to struggle. And that's just like our health and fitness journey. Nobody worked out the first day and was like, I have 6-pack abs. I feel fabulous. This was amazing, right? We all get our asses kicked. So I just want you to remember that in this business too. Your goal is to just continue to show up. So don't get too focused on the follower number. Don't get too focused on who responds or who doesn't. Just send the message. Let somebody else know that there's someone else in the world who cares about them, who wants to build a relationship with them. Even if they never get anything from you, think of how amazing that would feel to have someone to tell you that they think you're fabulous and you have great energy and you seem like a really cool person. That would make anybody smile if they're having a really shitty day, right? So that's how I try to look at it. And when you put that type of energy out into the universe, I really believe you attract that energy too. So those are the type of people you attract into your life who are seeking that. And usually our community is a great place for them as well. Question, sorry, there was kind of a tangent in the middle of talking about all the things. So I apologize. This is something that I'm really obviously passionate about. You guys can hear it. I also drank mob crack at about 5:30, so you're welcome. It's not good. I mean, it's good, but it's dangerous. Anyone have any questions or any comments or Tyra, I didn't see you raise your hand. I just didn't know anything else. No? Okay. Well, we've got 5 minutes. So this week, I know we talked about all the great things, all the things we want to focus on. I would like to hear one thing that we're going to do to get out of our comfort zone, and then we're going to listen to our song. You guys don't know that this is our song. I've officially designated it the 2021 song. And we're going to just lean into it, and then we're going to kick some butt this week and show up for Team Cup in a really, really big way. Yeah? Okay. So the thing that I'm going to be doing to get out of my comfort zone this week, it's a great question, because most of the things I do out of my comfort, I just don't even plan them. I just do them head first. Actually, can I think about it? Because someone give me something uncomfortable to do this week. Give me something uncomfortable. I do so many uncomfortable, quirky, weird things so naturally. I just don't even know anymore.
I'm gonna give you time to think about it.
Yeah. So somebody else go. What's something
I want to do like a funny reel. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't done that yet because it's not like I haven't attempted it. I go on TikTok and then I get lost for hours, it's like crack cocaine. I've never done crack cocaine, but I imagine that's what it's like. And it's like insane, but I find so many good ones, but most of them have such foul language because that is my soul. Like, I'm not a white lady. I know I look white, but I'm not. And I resonate with other races so much better. And the way they just like let it fly. But like, I'm so worried about my family and my bosses seeing it. But like, my bosses now would not care, but my old bosses still follow me. So I gotta get like out of my head and do something funny. So y'all just keep your eye out on the story. We're gonna find something.
Yes.
If
Okay.
you
Funny
see
reel.
something you want me to do, tag me. Send it
Oh,
to me.
I've okay.
Oh, great. My phone's gonna be
Got
blowing
you,
up.
boo.
Blowing up.
I've got so many. And I think that your personality will really shine through the more you start to do that kind of stuff. I would also maybe say doing one where you're just recording yourself talking and being your normal funny self would also be a great option if anyone's asking for a vote. Yeah, with
I
that.
agree.
Does Tyra agree? Tyra agree?
Yes, I agree. 1000%. Talk, bitch, talk.
Let's see it flow, Lindsay. Let's see it
It's
flow.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna be authentically myself at some point. I may be 45 by the time it happens, but
No, I can't. You can't. No.
I'm not that far off. You know what I mean? It's gonna be here. Like, we're gonna
Okay.
blink.
Deal. Okay, so Lindsay's gonna focus on getting in a funny reel that's really authentic to her personality this week that she's never done, which reels is a great option, really fun. Does not have to be dancy like me, in case anyone was feeling like that was a requirement. Is not. That's just what I like to do for my personality. Who else? What's something else? And it could be like, hey, last week you did a video, you're gonna do another one, but this one you're gonna do a workout video, or you're gonna share something that you love on your stories or something.
I know, what can I do?
You go, Tyra. I know I forced you out of your comfort zone a lot already. I feel like you're just letting the freak flag fly too. A couple years into coaching, you're like, I have no boundaries. I will just do.
Right? I just started to do weird ass shit all the time. I'm like, wow, did I really, like today I made a great reel with a filter that was just amazing. But
it.
like, I mean, I felt weird, don't get me wrong. I was like, this is really super, but hey, just go with it.
Yes, I love it. Who else? Give me something, guys. Give me something. Allison?
I want to make a reel. I haven't done that yet, but I don't know that that's going to happen just based off of the craziness of my schedule this week, but next week maybe. But I'm going to invite people.
For the first time, like really truly sensitive.
Yeah.
I love it.
I've invited people, but not this month and not recently. Like it was last year, like randomly inviting friends, but I can re-invite them. And I posted that thing about my divorce, and I had more likes than I even realized I knew people. Like I had like 200 likes between Instagram and Facebook. I think it was at like 140 on Facebook. Didn't even know that I knew that many people who cared. But I had people reach out from college going through the same thing. And I think I'm going to say, hey, I'm in this great community. Do you want to do this boot camp with me?
Yes.
That post was fire, dude. It was
when
literally
you share
was
those
good.
life events that are so hard. That's like, nobody cares. Like I continue to say, nobody cares about Beachbody. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh my God, same. Oh my God, your toddler is literally crying at your feet. Same. Oh my God, I went through this horrific divorce and I lost myself and now I'm finding me. Yeah. That is something that people at their core, that's how they get to know you, your journey, where you come, right? Like Beachbody is cool. And like, obviously want to share your workouts, obviously want to share those things, but like sharing those intimate parts about you, that's the hard stuff, but that's the stuff that people relate to. That's the stuff that people cling to because that's what they see in themselves. That's where they're not at. They're like, well, if she went through all of that and she's doing it, then maybe I can too. So really proud of you for opening up and sharing because that's not an easy thing to do. But I'm not surprised that that is the thing that so many people reach out to you about. And I would challenge you to continue to share that on your stories or on your page as a part of like that group that you're relating to because there's so many women who are going through something similar or who have and who are trying to find themselves and feel really good again, So great job. But yeah, I remember you were inviting a lot of close friends. So this is maybe you inviting people outside of your immediate crew, like more of that, kind of quote unquote, like warm market versus like people really, really well.
Yeah.
So yeah. I love that. Great one. That's perfect. Who else? Can't get off the call until everybody gives me one, and we're already 2 minutes over. So you might just yeah, man.
I'm gonna invite people, I think, maybe.
Christy, say it again. Tell me. I am going to invite, give me a number. How many people you're going to invite this week?
3? 5?
I'm going to invite 5 people this week. Chrissy, you can do this.
I'm going to invite 5 people this week.
Yes, you put it in the universe. That is my girl. Way to go. Ladies, I love it. Okay, 5 people. We're marking it down. You write out 5 names tomorrow. You send your 5 invites this week and you send it and then don't look at it. Don't analyze it. Send it. They respond or don't respond. Your only job is to invite them. That's it. Okay. I love that. That's an amazing goal. Go, Christy. Okay. Fire. Who else? Ashley, you're in the dark. What are you doing? What's your challenge this week?
Inviting 3 people that I've been avoiding for a long time.
Oh, like on your love list?
Yeah, that I'm like, you know, every time I pass them, I'm like, yeah, I'm dead. I'm not gonna invite them because I'm worried about what's going on. Or things.
Love that. Yes, Ashley, those are the people. In case you're wondering, I didn't invite Tyra for like 6 months because I was so nervous of what she would say. And then look at her now. Now I get my Mexico partner back. Weird. Good, Ashley. I love that. I love that. That's great. I can't wait to hear about how it went after you invite the 3. Okay. And just how you feel, not how it went. Like, I don't care about the outcome, just how you feel after you did it. Okay. I'm calling on Julie next. What's Julie doing to get out of her comfort zone this week?
I am going to do a story just to kind of like break that barrier because it's been a minute. And then another one is I've got to sit down, not overthink it, but I have people I need to check up on that I talked to and, you know, they followed me. So I need to go back and like reconnect and be like, you know, COVID hit me in the head, really. The whole shebang. But I mean, it's good now. It's good now. Like it not have a sense of direction, you know? So I'm going to just, you know, conversate. And I guess I just avoid that. Like I stay busy in the moment I sit down because I'm talking to little ones all day. I like get anxious. I'm like, and it's really weird because like when we used to live in Germany and it would take 6 hours and I got used to it. And then I came here and then everything's very immediate. And I'm like,
Yeah,
So-
you're back in the US. So like when I call, you're supposed to answer because we're in the same time zone, homie. Just
yeah, we have
FYI. But
so
that's
we
okay.
marked
I mean, I love you no matter what, but I'm just telling you. Just
she's like, we Marco Polo, and she's like, can we talk live, please? Because I'll get up, I'll have my coffee, I'll video, we like vlog each other, you know. So yeah.
So funny. You two.
Yeah.
Best friends, basically sisters, kill me. Okay. I love that, Julie, and just kind of getting back in the groove. And I would also challenge you this week to acknowledge
Mhm.
where life has been for you with COVID and talking and making that maybe not a long part of your story, but just sharing how, wow, it has been tough with all your littles at home, online learning, moving, all the craziness, because a lot of moms can relate to that shit show and can understand that. So sharing that this week would maybe be part of, because I know like not sharing the good is not always easy, but sometimes when we share that stuff, that makes people be like, oh, that's where you, like, that's what's going on. And so
I think that's how it was too. I was like, if I share it, I'm gonna look like such a bad mom, but I'm not. But I like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And let's also remember every mom, is your kid alive? Like Rachel Hall said, did your kid survive the day? Then you're a good mom. Did your kid eat food today? Then you're a good mom, right? And also remembering that like all moms love their kids, but want to rip their hair out during quarantine. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much you love your family and your kids. Okay. Gray hair from quarantine. So like, not that you need to bash on your kids, but sharing that it has been a struggle for you and that, you know, life is starting to get a little more normal. That's just relatable. That's not talking any, you know, that's just real. That's where life has been, you know, and people relate to that. Also, if they were following you before, it might help them kind of be like, where's Julie been? Right? You know? So just an idea and a challenge that I'm just going to force you to do because I'm like that person. All right, Denise, what's yours for this week? And then we will finish up.
Well, let's see. Well, I like to dance, so we might do another dance. I almost posted something about constipation because I work in GI.
Yes.
And so I'm working on that because people don't realize what you eat and all that, and that affects it because people like to call me the GI guru. So I know a lot about the liver and all that good stuff and how you eat and all that. So I'm trying to shorten it.
Yes, make it less specific, more relatable.
Yeah, because nobody likes to talk about poop, but I know a lot about it. So that, and we'll see about the followers. I'm not shy about following people. It's just finding them. I'm not shy about inviting. So that's not. It's just getting there.
Yeah,
it's just finding those people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you say that. So Sam, you know, my coach, has the most engagement and the most women drink Shakeology because she had such bad GI issues and talks about how she couldn't poop forever on her stories and how Shakeology saved her. She's like, I get more messages about my anxiety and poop than anything else that I share about on my stories. So just remember, because that's a lot of the stuff that people don't want to talk about in public or to other people, but is things that people actually struggle with and would love to feel better and not feel that way, right? So good, bad, or ugly, it's the truth. And that's
yeah, this getting old crap is literally jacks up your crap. It's not cool. Just FYI. So I would totally watch your poop stories and love them.
Yes. Okay. How do we feel after sharing what we're excited we're going to lean into this week? Are we excited? We feel excited? Yes? Okay. Ladies, I'm sorry it went a little longer than I was hoping for, but you guys can get me on a roll. And, you know, it's great getting to talk to you and just feel your energy. And this is the shit that just like gets me jazzed. I could talk about it all day, which I'm sorry for all of you. But let's take I'm going to put on the song if it'll work. Spotify hates me a lot. Let's see if it'll let me play it. Or if I have to listen to an ad. And then we're also gonna, no, it does like the shuffle thing. I think I need to pay for premium. You know, where you can like actually play just a song. I'm high maintenance.
Premium
Anyways,
is
okay, I'll
amazing.
get it. I'm gonna somehow find it. I'm gonna make Jeff do it because he pays for all the good shit and send it to me or something. But we'll take a photo. But when we're done here, everyone go listen to the song, okay? Brave by Don Diablo. It's fabulous. It is my anthem. I put it on before I do my invites because it just makes me feel like fire and before my workout. Let's take a picture. And then I know it's late on the East Coast. Thank you for staying up, guys. I know it is not okay how late this is. But I hope that you guys got a lot out of it and felt really good afterward. That was the goal. So, okay. Oh, we're gonna, you know, try to get my life together. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And I did it right the first time. Yes. Okay, it is a good day. It is a good day, people.